So we have we have discussed about the class, what is object, and a constructor, self, and we have seen how to write the function also, like how to write the functions. How can we use them as a reusability, advanced level of reusability, like how we can make the connections between them. These things we have seen very clearly. Guys, you understood, right? All of you? Any doubts? How to write the constructor and how to write the functions and how to connect them. All clear, right? Okay. So now what we do is like we'll go with a new concept which is known as an inheritance. So if you see here, if there is any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, no worries in that. So class, object, constructor, self, keyword. Why we are using the self that we have seen, and in the place of self you can write anything. Just a place to accept the variable. And also we have seen about the functions. How to write? I will add here. How to write the function. We have also seen how to write the functions in class. This also we have seen. So now the point is we will look into inheritance. Okay, inheritance. So basically, the concept inheritance means what is the meaning of inheritance? So inheritance means it's like a connection. Like for example, if there is a parents, for example, see guys, very simple logic. Inheritance works with very simple logic. If your father or if your mother, like if our parents are having any property or anything which belongs to our parents will come to the child, but child property can't be collected by the parents. So inheritance means it's like a parent and child relationship. Okay, it's like a parent and child relationship. So for example, what I'm trying to say, see here, imagine parents are having some properties. So any kind of property, it might be anything, not only properties, it might be anything. So for example, these are parents. So parents are having some properties kind of thing. And there is a children, parent and child. So child can take anything from the parent. Child is having the right to take anything from the parent, but parents is not having any right to take from the child. So the meaning here is, let's say, imagine you have two classes. Imagine you have two classes. One of the class is parent class, one of the class is parent class, and one of the class is child class. So what I'm trying to say is child children can access anything from the parent, but parent can't access from the child. So there are five different types of inheritance. To explain this in a very detailed way, if you see here, there are there are five types. There are five types of inheritance. So what are the five types of inheritance? Let me write here. Single inheritance, multiple inheritance, Multi-level inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Okay. Hybrid inheritance. So there are total how many inheritance? We have total 5 inheritances. So single inheritance, multiple, multi-level, hierarchical and hybrid. Hierarchicals and hybrid inheritance. So the question is, to understand this, I will show you an image and we'll do it very in a clear way because very important. So we'll discuss in a very detailed way. So first, let's have a look into the first one. Let's have a look into the first one, that is single inheritance. Okay, single inheritance, which means, what is the meaning of single inheritance? You can see here, guys, how many classes are there. You need to understand the structure also. How the structure is there. In the same structure, we need to build. Okay. So see, they are telling two classes. They are telling two classes. See, now we are going to discuss about single inheritance. So what is the structure? If you see the structure, this is the structure. If you see the structure, this is the structure. So let me implement that structure here. They are writing class A and they are writing class B. And class B, if you see here, class B is connecting to class A. Class B is connecting to class A. So the point here is, what I am trying to say is, imagine this is parent. Imagine this is child. So see, child is the person who takes everything from the parent. So child is depending on the parent, but parent is not depending on the child. Okay, child is depending on the parent, but parent is not depending on the child. So what is the purpose of this, sir? See, what I will do is, imagine there are two classes now. One of the class is parent class, for example. One is parent class and one is child class. For example, I'm telling child class. So in the parent class, I have two functions. Okay, imagine in the parent class, I have two functions. Like a function one is there and function two. Two functions are there. Okay, or any one function. Imagine in the parent class, there is a function. One function is there. In the child class also, there is some other function. Two classes, two different functions. Two classes, two different functions. So parent class is having one function. Child class is having one function. Now what I am asking you is, for example, parent class, I will create a servant. I will create an object. Kiran, for example. Guys, now you tell me, Kiran is capable of calling this particular function or not? Tell me. So I created a class. Class name is parent. And for that particular class, there is a servant called Kiran. In the class, there is a function. So now Kiran can call the function or not? Is it possible or not? Every class has its own object, na? So they can call the function. Now my point is, if I create another servant here, whose name is, another object here, whose name is, for example, Kumar. For example, Kumar. Kumar is capable of calling his own functions. Do Kumar can call the parent function? Is it possible? It is possible. Why? Because parents are children are depending on the parent. Parent properties will come to see parent properties will come to child. Now I will implement here in a very detailed way, step by step. If you understand one, remaining four or copy paste only. Okay? Single inheritance. Single inheritance. If you see the graph, this is the graph guys I'm telling you. Okay, this is the graph. This one you can see. Two classes are there. So come here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create one class as a see one class I'm creating as a parent. Suppose there is a class called parent, and inside the class I'm writing a function which is building function. Function name is building. Now what I'm going to do, I have a so this is what I have written. Of course, object copy will be accepted. So now see, design the first one. This is parent. Okay. This is parent. I mean the parent class. Inside the parent class, what I am having? Inside the parent class, I am having building function. Okay. Inside the parent class, what I have? I have the building class. Sorry, building function. Okay. The parent class is completed. Now I'm going to create another class. Now I'm going to create another class. Class child. Okay. And I am so I have created another class. I have created another class, and another class name is child, and for that there is a function. Inside that there is a function. So let's create a function here inside. Function name is job. Guys, now you tell me how many classes are there? Total two classes. Every class has their own function. Now my question for you is, I will create a servant. I will create an object. For which class? For the parent class, his name is Kiran. Now you tell me Kiran is capable of. Kiran is capable of. Before creating the object, all this kind of thing. First of all, single inheritance, how the connection is, say single inheritance, if you see, two classes, second class is depending on the first class, which means connection is there, if you observe. This connection, child class is completely depending on the parent class. So simply here you have created the parent class. Here you have created the child class. But where is this connection? You need to make sure that child is depending on the parent. This connection you need to make. That is the graph, right? If you observe the graph, according to the graph only we need to write the logic. See, according to the graph, second class is depending on first class. Child is depending on the parents. So now how to create the relation here? So I have simply parent class and I have simply child class, just like this. Two classes are there. There is no connection between them. There is no connection between two classes. Then how to make the connection between them? See here, I am making sure that the child class is completely depending on the parent. Child class is completely depending on the parent. Now what happens is child is depending on the parent. Connection established. Connection established. Okay. So come back, come outside. Two classes I created. Okay, one is parent and one is child because of the simple inheritance graph, and I have conducted the connection between them, and I created the connections between them very clearly. I created the connections between them. Now my point for you is what I'm trying to say is imagine there is a object for the imagine there is a object for parent class. Okay, Kiran is the PA for the parent class. Kiran is the object. Guys, you tell me, Kiran can call how many functions and what are the functions? Kiran is the PA for parent class. Kiran can call, can Kiran
He
can
will call
call
two functions,
two functions.
job
Kiran
function
can,
and billing function.
Mhm. How he can call the job function?
Depends on
Do the do the
parent.
parent do
Child
the
function is completely depends on parent functions, sir. That's why maybe.
so for the parent class there is a object. For the parent class there is a object. So this person can call his own functions. Like for example, my parents can use their own properties. Okay, so parent class has a object which is Kiran. Kiran can use his own functions, like it can call its own functions, but parents can't use the children's properties now. So how the Kiran can call the job function? It is not possible. Okay, it is not possible. In a second scenario, imagine, imagine, let's say second class child class, there is a servant whose name is, for example, Anil. There is an object called Anil. For the child class, there is Anil. Now Anil can call his own functions. Of course, every object can call his own functions. Okay, he can call the job. Now child is depending on the parent, right? So can the Anil can call building? Parent properties can Anil can call?
Yes.
Yes, he can call. Why? Because you see here, child is depending on the parent. So whatever the object that you create for the child, he can use his own functions and he can use the parent functions also. That's why you have done the connection. You have why you have done the connection? See, if you see the connection, child class is taking from the parent. Parent is not taking from the child. I hope so the graph is not like this. Okay. So parents are not taking anything from the children. Children are taking from the parents. So see here, for example, two classes are there. So one is parent class, one is child class. Connection has been built. Okay. Now what I'm doing is, imagine there is an object I'm going to create, which is Kiran, which is for my parent class. Okay. So for the parent class, I will write here very clearly. For the parent class, for the parent class, I created an object whose name is Kiran. So for that particular class, we have a object. Okay, using object, I can call the building function. In the last class also, we have seen very clearly. We have seen very clearly. See, using Kiran, I can call building function. Okay, so see, I can use the object and I can call the building function. Okay, it will call. My point is, do the Kiran is capable of calling the job? That's what I'm asking. Anyone tell me? Do the Kiran can call the job? Do the parents are depending on the children?
No, no.
No, no, no.
So Kiran can't call the job function. See, for example, if I'm running here, Kiran is capable of calling building function. It is calling object copy will be given to the self, going inside and it will call. Imagine, for example, I am thinking, why not Kiran? Kiran can also see the connection you need to understand. Let's say my father is giving the pocket money, so I am depending upon him. I am not giving the pocket money to my parents, right? So the same way, Parents has some properties. They can use it. So Kiran can use parent properties because he is the object. So there is no connection. Parents are not depending. No. So Kiran has no right. See, Kiran has no right to use the functions. See here, how the Kiran can call the job. So because children is depending on parent, parent is not depending. This is not possible. In another scenario, I will ask you. In another scenario, I will ask you. Okay. Imagine for the child class, I am creating one function, one object, and the object name I'm writing as Sunday, and object name I'm writing as Sunday. So same code I will copy paste here. Two classes connection has been built. You can see here connection has been built. So I am going to create a object for the child class. Okay, guys, now tell me, I am creating the object for child class. Anil is capable of calling its own functions because see, I am the child, for example. Yes, first of all, I am the child. So I can use my own functions. Now, first of all, I can use my own functions because I am the child. I can use mine. If I need, can I use the parents? Guys, you tell me. If I need, can I use the parent functions? If I need, can I use the parent functions? Of course, you can use. Child object can use its own functions as well as the parent functions also because child is depending on the parent. Guys, this concept you understood or not? Please tell me, all of you. First one, clear, right? Single inheritance, two classes, one is child and one is parent. Parent class won't depend on anyone. He can use his own properties. Child can there is a possibility. There is a possibility that child can depend on the parent. So for that, I am making the connection, which means the child is depending on the parent. Whatever the object the child is created, he can use his own functions and he can use the parent functions also. That is proved here. This is basically known as a single inheritance. Understood, guys? Okay. Next one, now you only tell me. Now you only tell me. This is the graph. This is the graph. Suppose I am giving the names also. Imagine this is your grandfather, for example. This is your father. This is you. This is the son. So this is grandfather. This is father. And this is son. So now tell me, grandfather properties. For example, I will tell you. Do the grandfather property can be accessible by father or not? For example, if I create a object for the grandfather, so this object can call only his own functions, or he can call father and son also. Tell me.
Both father and son, sir.
No, you are not understanding the concept here. I am telling he is the grandfather, he is the father, he is the son. Check the connection. If I create the object for the grandfather, so this object can accessible only grandfather properties, no?
Yes.
Because grandfather is not depending on anyone. If I create an object for the father, so this object can use his own functions as well as grandfathers. So now if I create an object for the son, he can use his own functions and other
and
functions.
grandfather.
Because my father is connected to grandfather, obviously I will also connect. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is the connection. Basically, this connection is known as a multi-level inheritance. Okay, what is that? This is known as a multi-level inheritance. In the real time where we will use also I will tell you, don't worry. Multi-level inheritance. I am telling you, first you need to make sure that you write the graph. Okay, graph, multi-level inheritance graph. So first class, second class, total 3 classes they attend. Okay. So one of the class I am taking as a grandfather. One of the class I am considering as a grandfather. One class I am considering as a father. One class I am considering as a son. Okay, son. So one class I am taking as a grandfather. So inside that grandfather, I'm going to create a function, and in that function, I'm going to say for example, I'm writing something like gold. Okay, now see. Suppose I'm writing grandfather is the class. So inside the grandfather, what I have written, there is a function called gold. Okay. Now next one, next two classes. Next two classes are there. So what I will do, I will copy these two classes. I will just change the names. What is there in that? So one I will make sure as father, and one I will make them as child only. Child means son. Child. Guys, come on. Guys, what is the connection according to the graph? What is the connection? Connections need to build very, very properly. Child is depending on the father. Father is depending on the grandfather. Am I right? You see here, what is the connection? This is the connection. Okay, come back. Now I'm going to ask you the questions. You need to tell me the answers. Okay? You need to tell me the answers. So be ready. I am going to create a object. I am going to create a object for the grandfather. His name is Kiran. So now tell me guys, Kiran is capable of calling how many functions? Kiran is capable only
Only grandfather, sir.
Only
Gold.
one.
the only the grandfather.
Grandfather function only.
Yes, he can call only gold. So before that, you need to make the connection. No, 3 classes are there individually. 3 classes are there. You need to connect. How you can connect? Child is depending on the parent, na. So can I write here parent? Sorry, father.
Father.
Yes, father. My father is depending on
Grandfather.
his grandfather. See, connection is built. Now, as I mentioned, Kiran is an object for grandfather. Okay, Kiran is an object for grandfather. So Kiran can call only gold function, his own functions, or he can call the building and he can call job. Is that possible?
No, sir, not possible.
Kiran is capable of calling only
Gold.
his own functions, which is gold. Yes or no? Now another question I'm going to ask you. Imagine there is a other person here whose name is object for the and his name is Anil, for example. Anil. So, okay, Anil. So Anil see, for the father class, I am creating an object called Anil. So Anil is capable of calling how many functions?
2 functions.
2 functions. What are
Functions, sir.
he is capable of calling?
Grandfather and
Father.
father.
Father. Yes. So first of all, he can call his own functions, and he has the right to call his grandfather's function. See, his own function is what? Building. can call his own functions, and he can call the goal function. You see here? See, possible. Now, last but not least, imagine there is another servant whose name is, another object whose name is Kumar, for example. So, Kumar. So, Kumar, okay, Kumar is an object for example, child class. Now, Kumar is capable of calling how many functions?
Three. Three, sir.
3 functions, sir.
Yes.
Grandfather, father,
Kumar can,
Job,
Kumar can call, yes,
Grandfather,
Kumar can
father.
call his own functions.
self,
Kumar
father,
can call father. Kumar can call
grandfather.
grandfather. Okay. So Kumar is capable of calling first his own functions, then his father functions, then his father function. Okay. Then his father function. So father is completely depending on the grandfather, no? So for example, my father is getting the property from my grandfather. Of course, I will get it. So he is capable of also calling goal. See, all the three he can access. These kind of connections are known as an multi-level inheritance. Single means only parent and child. Multi-level means 3 classes. Guys, following me? Understood, no? Following the concept, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, according to the third one, multiple inheritance. Imagine, I will tell you an example. This is my father, this is my mother. This is child. Child is having the access from the father side, father property and mother property. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Do they both have the connection?
Yes, sir. Both have connection, sir.
Child is connecting to father
Father and
and
mother.
mother. Do the father and mother have other connection?
No, sir.
So they don't have the connection. So father can access his own properties, mother can
Mother
access
can
his own
access.
properties,
Child
son
can
can
access both.
both father and mother, but mother can't access the father property, father can't access the mother property. So this design is very, very simple. Already we have the code, we'll just copy paste. But what was the name? Multiple. Multiple inheritance. Okay, multiple inheritance. So understand the connections. Okay, you just need to understand the connection. So 3 classes are connecting here. So let's say class, why writing the code? Already copy paste here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them one as father, one as mother, one as child. So you see here, see mother and father, they both are not connected, but child is connected to father and child is connected to mother. Okay, so child is connected to father and child is connected to mother. This connection is there. Yes or no? See, according to the graph only I have designed. So the graph is father, mother and son. Son is connecting to father, son is connecting to mother. Okay, father and mother. They both are not connected at all. They both are not connected. Simple. So this is the process. This is one, this is one. They both are not connected. So this one, child is depending on the father and mother both. Okay, now I'm going to ask the questions. Imagine Kiran is the okay. Imagine Kiran is the for the father class. For the father class, Kiran is the object. So what functions he can access? What functions he can access?
Only his function only, sir.
Only gold. Yes or no? Because father is not depending on anyone. Okay, come back, come down here, come down. Suppose okay. So Anil is the object for the mother. Now how many functions can Anil can call? Tell me. Anil is capable of calling only
Building.
Two functions, sir.
two. Why two? From where it comes to, man? Mother is not depending on anyone, no?
Okay. Sir.
Okay. Now children. Kumar. Okay. Child. So Kumar is capable of calling. See, as a
Gold
child,
and
yes. Yes. First his own function. First he can call his own function. Then he can call the father function or mother function, whatever it might be, and goal function. See? See? He can call anything. So this is single inheritance, multi-level. Inheritance is very easy concept. If you know how to build the connection, in interviews definitely they will ask you what is the meaning of inheritance, how the connections are built, everything. Okay, very simple logic. Very simple logic here. So the point here is in any other programming language, I'm telling you, not in the C. C is not a reusability language, and there is no C is also not in OOPS concept based language. C++, Java, Go language, PHP, .NET, C Sharp, any other programming language you should take, mainly C++, Java, and .NET, C Sharp. They have only single inheritance, multiple inheritance, and multi-level inheritance. Only three inheritance are there in other programming language. Only three inheritances are there in programming language. Okay, so only three are there, but only in Python we have extra two. That is hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Only in Python we have two more inheritance concepts, but that are hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Simple. So the point here is, let's see the hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. How many classes are there, guys? Tell me. Total 4 classes are there. I'm going to take, for example, these are parents. This is brother 1, brother 2, brother 3. So brother 1 can take the property from the parent. Brother 2 can take the property from the parent. Even the brother 3 also can take the property from the parent. Okay, imagine for my parents we are 3 people, we are 3 children. Me, my elder brother, my younger brother, 3 people. So I can take the property, my elder brother can take the property, my older brother can take the property from the parents. But do my younger brother will give the property to me? Not possible. Do I give the property to anyone? Another brother? No, not possible. So 3 brothers are connected to the class, I mean parents, but brother to brother is connected? Do the brother to brother is connected? This is not connected. Okay, you can keep this example. Now, first of all, what you do is very simple. You have already 3 classes. Create a 4th class. After that, we can make the connection. Suppose I'm going to make here parents, okay, parent, and I'm going to take B1, which means brother 1, which means brother 2, okay, brother 2, okay. So parent B1, B2, B3, B1, B2, B3, okay, B3. So here the point is, I'm going to create a function which is known as a store. Suppose some functions, understand the concept here. I'm having my own store. Okay, total. If you see guys, total how many? 4 classes. Okay, properly I have created 4 classes. So I'm going to write here, see parent B1, B2, and B3. Now you tell me guys, you tell me here. So B1 is connected to parent, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. B2 is connected to
Parent.
B3 also connected to
Parent.
parent. Okay. Now tell me, suppose if Kiran is the object, suppose if the Kiran is the object for the parent, how many functions he can call?
Only one function, that is parent function.
Yes. If the Kiran is the object for the parent means he can call his own functions. He can call his own functions because he is not depending on anyone. Parent is not depending on anyone. Okay? He is not depending on anyone. For example, if you take first build the connections has been built. You see here. So connection parent B1, B2, B3. Connections is built. For example, if Anil is the object for the B1, then how many functions he can call?
Two
Two
functions.
functions.
Anil can call his own function and Anil can call
Parent function.
parent function. Same thing for B2 and B3, yes or no? B2
Yes, sir.
and B3. For example, if there is another object, for example, I'm going to give another object, Kumar. If Kumar is an object for B2, B2 means, for example, Kumar is capable of calling his own function and Kumar is capable of calling
Goal
parent
function.
Okay. Next, if you see Shiv is an object for B3.
He can call store
He
function
can-
and goal function.
Yes, he can call his own function and he can
Goal
call.
function. Parent function.
Okay. So this is what kind of hierarchy, guys? This is known as a
Hierarchical inheritance.
yes. Can see here first we have done with a single, multi-level and multiple.
Multiple inheritance. Hierarchical
Yes,
inheritance.
yes. Now 1, 2, 3. This one is hierarchical. Okay. Hierarchical inheritance. Last but not least, hybrid inheritance. Okay. Hybrid inheritance. Now see the connection, guys. For example, imagine this is what you say. Best example I can give my grandfather, for example. my grandfather or some other person. Okay. So my grandfather property is giving the money to my father. Is also giving some kind of property to my mother. So he's splitting evenly. Okay. He's splitting evenly. The property only one son is there. So he's splitting the property equally for father and mother. Okay. Now I am the son. I can access from my mother. I can access from my father. And my grandfather is sharing. So I also have the right to take grandfather because my mother and father are taking. So total how many classes, guys? Tell me. Four.
Classes.
Total four. Already we have four, but we need to design accordingly. So see here first what they are telling. They are telling class. This is first class. So they are telling first. Then here one. Then here one. Then here they are telling. What I am saying is imagine this is grandfather. This is father. This is mother. This is child. Okay. First give the names. First give the names. So see here. First I am going to take them as grandfather. And what is the next one? Father, mother, and child. Okay. Now tell me the connection, guys. Father is connected to grandfather. Father is connected to grandfather. And mother is connected to
Grandfather.
okay. Next child is connecting to
Father, mother,
father and mother. Connections done. Connection done. Now let's come. Imagine if Kiran is the object for grandfather, what I can access? I can access only his own
gold.
functions. I can access only his own functions. Okay. Next one. If Anil is the object for the father, so what he can access?
His function and his father's
And gold
function.
function.
Yes, his own function as well as the grandfather function. Okay. Same thing for the mother also.
Mother also.
So for example, Kumar is the object for mother. For example, Kumar is the object for mother. So Kumar can access his own function and
And his
Kumar can
grandfather.
access
Grandfather function.
yes. What about child, Amma? For
Child can
example,
access father's function and mother's function as well as grandfather's function.
Father,
Yes.
mother, and grandfather also come, na sir?
yes. So Shiv, because my father is and mother is and getting the properties from the grandfather, so I can access. So for example, child. Okay, I created object which is Shiv for the child. So Shiv is capable of accepting. Shiv is capable of accepting number one, first his own function, then he can access father function, then he can access mother function, then he can access grandfather function also. See, guys, you tell me what is this kind of functionalities? Hybrid
Inheritance.
So single, multi-level, multiple, hierarchical, hybrid. We have different kind of inheritances. Different kind of inheritances. Okay. My question for you is, where you are going to use this, where you are going to use this concept. Let's say, for example, in the real time, me and my team leader are working on, for example, I and my team leader are working on the same project. So same use case, some same database connection or use case development, something. So what my team leader will do, he will create a class and he will write the code, and I will create a class and I will write my code. At the point of time, if I want to use his functions, means as a child I can connect with him or not. Tell me. My team leader is writing few functions. For example, my team leader is writing a class, and in the class he is writing some functions. So he written function, another function, another function. He is writing some code. I am also created a class in my own laptop. I am doing some work. So at any cost of time, if I want to use this function, I just inherit and I can use this or not. Tell me, with my object.
Yeah.
Reusability is there or not? Okay, so in this way, in different ways, you can use the inheritance. Like how you can make the connection, you can make the connections. So the most used way in the real time is single inheritance. So for example, if there is any issue happen, for example, if you are one of the employee in my company, for example, so you got one issue, you stuck with one issue. What I will do, I will create a class. I will create an object for the class, and I will inherit. Will make the connection. I will inherit your class. So my object can access anything from your class. So I can do any changes and anything. So that is how the reusability comes to picture. So this is about inheritance. Any doubts, guys? Still here? Understood inheritance? Clear, right?
Yes.
So yeah. So in the next section, I will teach you like there are few things, introduction of access modifiers, and I will teach you polymorphism. What is the polymorphism? And then I will tell you what concepts you need to target in Python. Because still if we complete polymorphism access modifiers, we have done with the Python, like basic Python, intermediate Python, advanced Python. Okay. So I will tell you which concepts you need to target, which concepts you need to run. Every 3 days we'll have the assignment. For every 3 days and weekly once we need the mock interviews. Because Python is very important. I will inform the team today. And also there are few things like I will tell you like in the next section, all the concepts comes under which concept comes under the basic Python properly, which concepts comes under intermediate, which concept comes under advanced Python. All these things I will tell you. Don't worry. Clear now, guys? Still here?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See you next class. Bye.